when he said that he really likes fish and chips, I was like, "What fish?" And he was like, "Tadpole." That was really weird. I didn't quite understand all of that. Anyway, hello, welcome to Leeds 101, in which we discuss everything relating to learning about Leeds United from an outsider's perspective. Doing something a little bit different this time. Streaming on Twitch, as I normally do, streaming on YouTube, as I normally do, but this time we are also streaming over on Crystal's YouTube channel, which is
Hello, everyone.
very, very nice. I'm going to quickly add your YouTube to the title, just so everyone's in, everyone can see, everyone's all good. Yeah, how are we doing?
It's been a weird week, I'm not going to lie. You know, sports-wise, it's calmed down. There's not much going on right now, which is fine, because I feel like we all needed a little breather. But yeah, the weather's kind of turned today. It just feels like something's in the air, you know? But it's good. We're here. We're smiling.
I love a bit of winter, but
Yeah.
I don't love winter coming at the exact same time as another international break in the football, because we're in a weird spot, right, where we do content creation-y stuff, and I know that you're on the NFL side rather than the football-y side, so this is less of impact to you. But like, when you have an international break, our jobs are very reliant on like football happening. And then football doesn't happen, and I'm like, cool, at least I can do the side job second thing. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, same thing.
Yeah.
It's
So what do you do? Question. So what's like, okay, when nothing's going on, Leeds are, you know, away because of the international break, and we don't have anything really going on for work during the week. What does Joe do in a day? Walk us through it.
You say don't have very much going on during the week. I told you just before we started recording, and I'm not going to go into details on this for the people in the chat. I cannot due to things. I have many meeting and stuff that is undiscussable. There is also this. I have been plastering a wall. I've been doing a bit of decorating downstairs.
Look at
that was very nice. Yeah.
Decorating? Are you getting ready for the holidays? Is that what is it, Christmas?
Oh no, this is big. Plastering over a wall, painting a wall, good stuff.
Okay, fun.
But it's also like, I don't know how to phrase this outside of my cat tried to kill me yesterday.
Oh.
Because I'm halfway up the ladder. They're very sneaky. They're also very demanding of affection. And that's fine most of the time, because whenever Iris wanders in, A, the chat loves Iris because Iris is excellent.
We love
B,
Iris.
I'm quite a fan of my cat, surprisingly. Apart from when I'm standing on top of a ladder, painting a wall, and she, I would say, climbs the ladder. She doesn't climb it so much as just shoot all the way up to the top rung and smash her face into mine.
Oh no.
To be like, hello, give me a cuddle. And I'm like, I cannot do this right now. You've nearly knocked me off a ladder.
Silly kitty.
Yeah, that was an adventure. Thank you, Iris, for trying to kill me. That wasn't what I expected to happen at any point. I'll be completely honest with you.
Cats are pretty devious, man. I had two growing up, and my one cat, he used to like sit on the fence, and we'd just be watching him. We're like, look at Desi. He's up there just sitting, whatever, watching the sky. And out of nowhere, he'd jump up in the air and he caught a bird. And he'd do this all the time. Like, he'd just sit on the fence lurking and then jump and catch a bird. It was very sad. We got them out of him before anything bad happened. And trust me, I was little. I would have been traumatized for life. But yeah, he was crazy.
I've never... Thankfully, I don't think Iris is smart enough to start hunting birds. I'm sure it's within her somewhere. It'll be one of her deep down instincts.
Yeah, of course.
But I just don't think she's got the intelligence for it. I say this, it's not intended as a mean thing. But I think it's just truth, you know? Anyway, this week's episode of Leeds 101 is very, very specifically as a questions and answers-y thing. Because we figured it's just a nice way of just having a natter with the chat. It's good to just talk with the community folks. Stop stealing the word natter and making me feel bad about it. It's fine.
No, it's not making you feel bad. I wish I could say it the way you do, because I think it sounds amazing. I'm not making fun of you. I genuinely love it.
I've never No, not for me. No, no. But yeah, hopefully, there's some good questions coming out of the chat. Hopefully, there's some questions coming from us to also us, and everything will be good times. Everything will be all good and gravy. And as you can tell, it's already been a fairly long day, so I'm
Yeah.
absolutely not with it right now.
That's
But yeah.
okay. We'll carry the chat.
We do have a very, very early question coming from Danny. Are you all ready for Christmas?
Okay, so I will say yesterday was a big day for us because we put all of our Halloween stuff away and we organized our storage and we got everything kind of prepped and looked at all of the decorations that we do have for Christmas. Because last year we were living in a much smaller condo and now we're in like a proper little apartment that has like a room for my daughter and it's much bigger. So I'm not fully ready. We don't have Christmas up yet, but we are in the works of getting some more decorations and putting stuff up because I'm a big holiday person. Like I decorate for every single holiday you could think of. And we are flying home this year and going to Vancouver for Christmas, which is really amazing. I don't know if I told you that.
I don't think you did. No,
Yeah.
but we've had an on podcast exclusive. There we go.
Yeah. So we're gonna be home for the holidays. It'll be amazing. I'm excited.
I've never been one for like the early Christmasings.
No?
I've
So
always
when is the tree up?
It varies because it depends on who wins the argument between me and Kayla that year. Because I've always been the kind of person of like, and it always comes across as a bit Scroogey, and I promise you it isn't from a
Aw.
Scroogey point of view.
I hope not.
But it's like you need to let the rest of the year breathe. Like there's a hell of a lot of time, and I feel like if you're just sort of wishing it away, you're doing all of the rest of the year a little bit of a disservice, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I tend to try and wait until December at the very least.
Yeah. I
But
think that's fair. We're going to wait until I think American Thanksgiving after that's done, which I believe is next week, I want to say. Or is it this week? I can't even remember.
But surely you don't celebrate American Thanksgiving. You're a Canadian. We
are Canadian, yes. But my husband's dad is from America. So we celebrate in honor of him every year because when I first started dating him, his dad was super big on American Thanksgiving and we would always celebrate it. So yeah, we still celebrate. I'll probably do a little turkey dinner here, see what I can whip up. Yeah.
Oh no, because now you got me thinking about Christmas dinner and now I want to make a Christmas dinner.
I know. That's why I like to celebrate all the things because you get multiple foods of it, you know, like multiple evenings.
That's true. Yeah, but you could just do a roast. You could just do a roast anyway.
I know, but it's just turkey. There's something about the turkey, man. I don't know. Turkey and gravy and cranberry sauce. Are you a cranberry sauce person? Now we're getting like super holiday.
Not particularly, but that's because I think really sweet sauces don't really work for me.
Oh, I'm a sweet girl. There's something with the contrast between like the gravy and the turkey, and then you got a dash of the cranberries in there. I could eat that all day, man. Seriously.
I don't like how persuaded I'm being right now because, I mean, you're not wrong. I kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah, you don't have to have so much. Just a little dash of it, you know?
Just a little spicy. That's not the words.
Tang.
Yeah,
tang.
that's
tang.
the one. A little tang.
I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now that we're talking about this, I want to cook. I'm like so hungry for Thanksgiving dinner. This is what you do every time we somehow come back to food. Do you not notice that?
Yeah, but that's because food's fantastic.
Food is the best.
The amount of people that are just... I don't understand anyone that's like, I eat when I need to, and that's it. And it's like, no, you just enjoy food. Just to have like a food passion, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Sorry.
Boring life otherwise.
You've got a good point. I've got to be honest. I'm with Joe, not an early Christmas person, although now I have a child, sorry, not a tree. I will be. We used to put the tree up on Christmas Eve. That's
no,
so
she's
late.
saying she's not an early one, but now that she has a child, she puts it up early. Yeah. Oh my God. That's a little too late. What's the point at that point? No, but Nikki, I get it. I was going to say,
in the territory if I'd forget, I think.
For sure. Or you
just
be like, why do we even need to bother? Like Santa's already come or he's on the way. He's going to be like, these guys just put it up. No, but like, I think Nikki has a good point about why I enjoy putting it up early. It's because my daughter's going to be 2 years old in March. So she's at this age where you want to get her excited about these kind of events that are going on. She still kind of doesn't really understand, but like we want to teach her and show her and get her, hyped up on it. So I like to put things up early so then I can explain to her like what's going on,
Yeah, so you can get
and
like
you get to see the magic through their eyes. It's different. I don't know. It's cool.
I don't like that I'm being brought around to your way of thinking. It's propaganda, man. It's not on.
No, I see it from your perspective too. I'm just saying, like, I think I have a little bit more like the holly jolliness in me because of her. You see the world differently when you have a kid. You kind of get to re-experience things that you've already experienced, and it makes it that much better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. And like, I don't like that I've been persuaded. There's a little bit of me that's like, no, you need to have an argument here.
Where's Kayla? We got to be like, get the Christmas up.
No,
he's on your side.
She's at work at the minute anyway.
Send her the StreamYard.
No, because she works in a bookshop, and
Oh, that's cool.
It's very cool. And the amount of times I've been a little bit jealous and just been like, that sounds really nice. I want to just chill and read a book for a bit. But apparently, it's not just kicking back and reading books. But
have you seen the series You? You're making that face. I don't think you have. It's got have you heard of Gossip Girl? I know it's a very Americanized series, but one of the guys that was in Gossip Girl. Okay, he was like super famous from there, and now he has the series on Netflix called You, and it's fantastic. And he's worked in a bookstore and everything, and there's this whole thing. I don't want to ruin it for you if you ever do watch it because it's pretty diabolical and crazy, but it's a fantastic series. And ever since watching that, I genuinely want to like just experience working in a bookstore because it
calling
seems like
it diabolical is. I don't know if I'm tempted by a thing that has just been described as very, very diabolical.
No, but you'll see what I mean. Like the guy's a psychopath. It's crazy. It's such a good series.
That's not helping your argument.
I like this kind of stuff. I know I'm probably a bit crazy too, but anyways. Oh yeah, and his name is Joe too. The lead character.
I don't like that there's a psychopath called Joe and I'm being told to watch him as like a... That's not on. Oh.
No, but you're nothing like the guy. I promise you.
Okay, I'll take that.
I hope not.
Like I know nothing about the guy, and I already desperately hope that I'm not like it.
Oh God. Okay, the comments in the chat. You guys are gonna ruin it for him.
What? You need to watch both. We've got a stalker murderer. Yeah, that isn't quite me. Not that I recall, at the very least. I don't think I've done any stalky murdering.
I don't think you're like that.
Okay, thank you. Sorry,
it's just a really good series. I promise you.
Okay, I'm reassured a little bit more. I mean, I'm still a little bit worried that apparently I give off serial killer bookshop man vibe.
You don't, because you're not the one working at the bookshop, so we're good. It might be Kayla.
Oh, cool. I'm just the victim of the person working at the bookshop doing the serial killer murder. That makes it completely fine. I don't see Joe as being a killer, to be fair. I mean, same. I would hope not. I have been doing a quick thing in the background, by the way, because I figured if we're doing this stream every week, we gotta professionalize things a bit. So I've done a little bit of an overlay. What are you thinking?
Ooh, you did this while we were talking?
Yeah, just now.
Oh my God, I can't even do this. Not like everything focused. I couldn't do this. Sheesh, this man.
I like doing graphic design.
You're killing it with the graphics. That's what you're killing.
That's what I kill. That'll do.
Yeah.
I believe the thumbnail is misleading. What thumbnail? Which thumbnail is misleading? I don't know which channel you're watching on. I'll be completely honest with you because we've got multiple YouTube channels going. We've got mine and we've got Crystal's. So I'll find out which you are in. Mine. Is it misleading?
How do you know who comes from where? That's pretty interesting.
Because currently I'm looking in my YouTube studio, which means that I can see which comments are on mine, and then by that I can judge which are on yours.
Right.
But why is it misleading, Magic? plus you've not asked a question there. So if you think it's misleading, all it does is say we answer all your questions. That's not a question, therefore I'm not going to answer you. See?
Zing.
Stalker killers very, very rarely mention that. Paul. That was the bit that I was staying quiet about. People hadn't realized. People already thought that, like, if you're a stalky murderer, you just talked about it. But shh,
You got the voice to change too. Oh no. Oh dear.
A comment on, I believe, your side. Hey, Chris, go Niners and Hawaii. No, Lee. We're not Sunderland fans in here. Come on.
What is that? What is that last little bit? Because I don't understand that.
Sunderland till I die.
Right.
Is my guess, especially following the Hawaii the
Oh,
lads.
the Stid.
Yeah,
Oh.
that bit.
I thought that was like it almost looked like an STD.
I mean, supporting Sunderland
Lee, I
is
love you.
arguably
I'm
just as
joking.
bad as that, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Supporting Sunderland is something that stays with you forever and causes long-term issues for your health and well-being. So, I mean, they're effectively the same thing.
No, we
Make
love
better
Lee,
decisions,
though.
Lee.
Lee's a good guy. He was at the the event that I
watch
went
party
to.
thing.
Yeah, he was there. We had good chats.
I wish I could have gone to that. But
I know. Next one
Yeah.
for sure.
I can't remember what I was working, but it was something incredibly boring where partway through I was like, I could be doing something else right now.
So it clearly wasn't the NFL event. You didn't get that one. Have you ever worked an NFL game?
I worked maybe 1 or 2 last year, and then I did the Super Bowl for, I think, Spain or Germany, but I can't remember which one.
Okay.
Because for that, I might have showed you this at the time. When it went to overtime, we didn't have any graphics ready, so I literally just drew the words overtime in Microsoft Paint, and I was like, cool, we'll see how that one goes.
I kind of love that, though.
Yeah, just bodge things together. That's half the fun of it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Your thumbnail needs it. Paul, why? What did you do? Have you been hitting your thumbs with hammers again? That's not healthy, Paul. Joe's a graphics killer, no doubt about that. I mean, I've not murdered any graphics yet. Who does the Christmas cooking in both of your families? This one is actually a question, so we will answer it.
Okay, you go first.
Oh.
This is something I'm going to learn about Joe. Let's see.
Ominous. Wherever possible, me, because I really like cooking.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Why did you doubt that?
I didn't doubt it because okay, I'll say why. I am a very logical person. Okay, I string together things. Can you think of why I would think that you don't cook? It's something you mentioned to me a lot.
Something I mention a lot.
Yeah.
As to why I don't cook.
It's why my mind would have thought that way. Because you order things and you're like, oh, I gotta go get my takeaway or whatever.
Well, yeah, but you got to do both.
No, I know, but it's been quite a bit.
Has it? When?
I don't know, a few times that I made note of in my head because I made note of it because where I live in my town, we cannot get Uber Eats or anything like that. So like we have to go out and get the stuff. So I was always jealous. I was like, man, I wish I could just order a cheeseburger right now, you know? But yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's why I thought that. I'm not saying you couldn't, but I just thought, ooh, interesting. I never really knew.
Yeah. What happens a lot of those times is it'll be, if I'm working, there's a chance that Kayla's gone around to her parents. So I'll either be feeling lazy or I'm not able to like properly leave my PC for a bit because working stuff. So I might just like get something in because it's a little bit quicker. But yeah, I really like to cook. It depends on who wants to. It's typically between me and Kayla though when it comes to the Christmas cooking. Also, Chris, we can talk about football, but the specific theme of this episode is that we answer all your questions. Ask questions about football, and we shall answer them. Ask questions about food, and we shall answer those. Ask questions about birds, we might answer those. I don't know. But
pigeons.
Yeah. Pigeons, indeed. Who does the cooking in your house?
It's me. It's 100% me.
Is it just you?
Just me. Like
Just you.
I will tell a funny story, and this is something that like okay, there's two stories actually, okay? So one time when me and Chris first started dating, like way back 7 years ago, however long it's been now, I asked him if he was in the kitchen. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make some eggs. Would you like some eggs?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure."
Oh
But can
wow.
you make hmm?
I have a feeling of where this is going. Go on.
No, I don't think you could even know. There's no way. Because the eggs, he's decent with the eggs. It's very you can't really mess up an egg. But I asked him, "Can you get me some toast with it?" And I'm like, "I just want it buttered, just buttered toast." And he's like, "Do you want the butter on before or after I toast it?" That was a legit question that he asked me. And I looked at this man and I'm like, "What do you mean before? If you put butter on it and then put it in the toaster, it's going to burn the whole house down." And he's like, oh. And I'm like, "You're joking, right?" And he like played it off. And then later on, he admitted to me he had no idea. Now, this man has been cooked for his whole life. His mom and nanny did everything for him. It's one of those situations. So it's fine. I give him a pass. Another time, he tried to surprise me and cook me some pasta. And I'm sorry, I'm Italian. So, like, you don't cook an Italian pasta unless you know what you're doing, right? He makes a sauce for this pasta. And I'm not joking. He picked out everything that was in our fridge and put it in. And at the end, now you can cook with alcohol in things as long as you saute with it and you do certain things with it, that
As long
alcohol.
as you cook the alcohol. Oh, I have a feeling that he made
He
this. Ooh, yeah.
He, after the sauce was done and he was about to put it on the pasta, put tequila in the sauce. Like, of all the alcohols, he put tequila. And so I literally was like, I took one bite and I almost threw up. I'm like, I feel like I'm at a bar right now taking shots of tequila. He's like, "Yeah, I put tequila in it." And I'm like, "This is disgusting." I spat it out. I couldn't eat it again. So I'm not going to say that I'm the better cook, but I'm probably the better cook. You know, if we want to have a nice, delicious meal that all of us are excited to eat, I should be cooking.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. All things considered, I'm not.
I love him. He's a sweetheart. He's really great at other things, but I really
But he
enjoy
can't
cooking
cook.
too. My mom has a cookbook. My mom's done a lot of cooking for us growing up and everything, and I kind of learned and watched her. My nonna, like my grandma, she same way. So I kind of have it in my blood. So I just really enjoy cooking. I don't really let him in there. So maybe that's why he's not gotten better, but I don't know. We're just gonna leave it the way it is. It works with me cooking.
Yeah. It's better for your health if you keep doing it for now. I think.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Fine, no problem. Goodbye, my guy. I have explained. If you ask the football-y questions, we'll take it in a football direction. If you do not, then that's also fine. Just it's up to you.
We don't
It's
need
cool.
him here. It's okay.
Yeah, this. Why don't you just ask a football question if you want a football question stream? Yeah, I
We'll
mean
be
we're answering
tempted.
everything.
Yeah.
It's up to you. This one was from your chat. My big sister is beautiful.
Hi, Riley. Oh.
I thought that was someone getting a little bit too deep south, but that makes significantly more sense now.
No, this is what he's my fake little brother, but he's one of my friends from online that, yeah, we go way back. Good dude.
Very nice. 7:30 a.m. in the States, and we're talking tequila. Love it. Of course you do,
Same.
Luke. I thought I'd jump the other side of the pond on Crystal Stream. Hey, people, you are being greeted
Fun.
in your chat now, which is
Hello.
very, very nice.
That is nice.
Oh dear.
Guys,
Were
hit
you
us with
able?
some football questions so we can
Yeah.
appease people that aren't even here anymore.
Oh, this is a good one. Appease people who aren't even here anymore. When Crystal went to Leeds against Watford, did your dad fall out with you because Leeds won?
Oh no, you know what? He actually was the most excited that everyone I told about it, and I was very excited about telling them, didn't have the same reaction as him. And he said he was super proud of me for even going and like, because it was a big thing. Like it's out of my comfort zone to go to a new event and you know, be engulfed in a new sport that like I haven't really had much experience in to begin with. And yeah, he was so proud and he was so happy that I was there. And he didn't like the result for his team, but he was really happy that I got to witness a win for the team that I was supporting, which is nice.
Yeah.
He's kind of given up on sports. He's very Scroogey with his sports, which is hilarious. But yeah, he enjoys seeing me happy, which is nice.
Honestly, giving up on sport is very, very tempting a lot of the
Relatable.
time. So I get it. I'll be completely honest with you. And I feel like it's a case of so there's clubs in other countries that I have a bit of an affinity for, but I'm not going to care that much
Right.
if I know someone that supports the other side and they win. So, for example, in Spain, I quite like Athletic Bilbao because my flatmate at university was from Bilbao, which
Mm.
was nice. But obviously, if someone were to beat them, I don't really care that much. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, I
Like
know what you
Watford's not
mean.
his main team, so it's fine enough. A couple
Exactly.
more. One is back on food. Sorry, Chris. People are asking questions that aren't about football again. Have you made your Christmas cake yet? I haven't because I'm more of a Christmas pudding kind of guy, and I just get it
What
from Sainsbury's.
is there such thing as a Christmas cake? What is this?
It is simply a fruity cake that you have at Christmas.
Oh, like a fruit cake with like little funny looking jelly fruits in there. Kind of
No,
like
just
that.
actual fruits, jelly
Oh,
fruits.
you know, like fruit cake that has like the little jellied, like candied fruits that are in there. They're really sweet. And then you
Yeah,
put like a white icing over top. I don't know. I've seen pictures of it. I've
yeah,
never had
yeah.
it.
That's pretty close. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm more of a Christmas pudding kind of guy because Christmas cake can get
Pudding.
real dry and bad.
Yeah. It doesn't look good.
And another new question: when are you going to wear our famous shirt on stream?
What is the famous shirt?
Just a lead shirt
Oh, a
is my
kit. I need to
assumption.
get myself one. I need to get myself one.
Yeah,
And then I'll feel like a real fan because you know what I mean.
yeah, because
It's game day
then
for
you're more
Niners.
in it. No.
Yeah, when I wear my outfits for the Niners, like I feel like I'm there. I'm like on the team basically. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
the faithful.
Whereas
It's
whereas
yeah.
if you're
Where
not, it's sort of well,
it's just I feel like a
where am I?
phony. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I definitely need to get myself one. Let's look at them afterwards. Maybe I see if there's something that speaks to me that isn't the blue. You know what? We got to go with a not red. I understand red doesn't work, but maybe like a cool black one, like something sick.
I'll do a quick screen share now, actually, because I figured I might as well have a quick look to show you in case you couldn't quite recall. These are. Oh, that does not work for screen sharing, does it?
It's cut right down the middle.
It's fine. I'll hide the overlay for a second. Yeah, this is your options from this season. With
Okay.
these being goalkeeper kits, these being
The
training things.
goalkeeper are kind of fun. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
goalkeepers always get to wear the wildest of options.
Yeah.
Like this one. This is quite a nice goalkeeper kit.
Mm.
I think my favorite of all of the Leeds kits, off the top of my head, let's just go to Leeds in general. Might have been last season. Is this one? It was just Leeds
Okay.
kit, but purple.
Yeah, I like that
Put it
one.
over there, I think.
The purple is nice. And the purple for me is quite neutral. It doesn't, there's no rival teams that are gonna piss me off by me wearing purple, so it's good.
Yeah, it's
Because
not overly busy.
blue and yellow, it's just the Rams, man. I always got to just put it out of my head. Now, the one it's also very evident and clear that the Red Bull is like the sponsor. And I don't know how I feel about that. So maybe I like one of the ones on the bottom there.
These
You know what I
ones.
mean? Yeah, those are a little more my
This is
style.
last season's.
Oh, sad. So that's not even allowed to buy anymore? I'm sure you could find one.
You could probably find one. I'm going to
I
take a
kind
look
of
now,
like
see if
the
there's any
salmon
actually
color
on
one.
sale.
That one's kind of fun.
This one.
Yeah.
That's the one that I never got my hands on,
That's a pretty one. I like that one.
which is a shame. Yeah, I really, really like that one. 1 second. I'm just going to see if I can find it. Category. No, I can't find the previous season ones on sale because what tends to happen is you get towards the end of the season and then the club are like, oh, we've got a lot of stock that we're not going to be using at any
Right.
point, and they just reduce the price hugely. When it
Okay.
comes to the Red Bull thing, I feel like if that's a holdup, it's going to be quite some time before you get your hands on a Leeds kit.
Because that's it now. It's always going to have Red Bull.
I don't know about always, but apparently they've taken a small ownership stake in the club in addition to
Like,
sponsoring it.
I'm not fully against them. I think I've talked to you about the reasons why I'm like, oh, Red Bull. It just reminds me of Verstappen. It just like, and that's fine. I'm not like, oh
What
my
you
god, I
got
hate that
against
man.
what you got against Verstappen? That's the question.
I'm a big Lewis Hamilton girl. So that whole situation that happened at the end of that season, not last year, the year before, I believe it was, that last race.
2021, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's been a while. That whole situation kind of just tarnished him a little bit for me. And I know it's not really his fault, but his attitude can be a little bit much. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
know
going to
you
say to
feel kind
what
of similar with Lewis. Like we're both kind of the same way with the other person, you know?
I think my take on Hamilton isn't that I don't like him. It's that going through like 7 years of Mercedes being the only fast car
Mm.
was so boring.
Right.
And I couldn't. Whereas you compare it to this season where everyone's like, oh, Verstappen's still too fast. Yeah, but we've had 6 race winners.
True.
5 of them have won twice.
This season's been awesome for
It's
F1.
been
It's probably
insane.
been my
Yeah.
favorite in the last little bit for sure. So I agree with you there. You've persuaded me. But like, okay, I kind of know what you mean. And this is something that's happening. I want to ask you if it's kind of happening with the championship league as well, because in NFL football, the Chiefs, the team that we played not long ago and we lost, that was when I was actually in Newcastle for that watch party. And then we lost to them in the Super Bowl last year and then also in the 2020 Super Bowl. So this is a team that's kind of going on a bit of a tear and they might potentially get a three-peat, they're calling it, where they get 3 wins in a row of the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. So that kind of gives me the same vibe where it's like people are just sick of it. We're tired of watching the Chiefs win everything. You know, it's like the Mercedes. Like I get it, and like I'm sure the Chiefs fans are pumped on it. They're probably really happy about it. But most everyone else that follows other teams are just like, can we not have this team win anymore? You know, like we're tired of this.
Because it happens time and time and time and time and time and time again. And it's
Yeah.
just, yeah. It doesn't really become an issue in the championship because we've got promotion and relegation. So top
Oh, that
3
kind of keeps it
go
fun
up,
then.
bottom
Yeah.
3 down, which means
Right.
that combined with the fact that it's not the top league, so you can't necessarily keep your best players
True.
season in, season out, means that there's always going to be a bit of rotation. And if you are still in the championship, there's that little bit of flexibility that's always happening. There's a
Right.
little bit of a growing issue where the 3 teams that get relegated tend to be the 3 teams that will just go up again. So if you've come down from the Premier League, you've got better players, you've got more money, all sorts. So you're more likely to go up. But there's always situations in which that isn't necessarily the case. So Luton came down, crap now.
Right.
Currently, the top 3 is Sunderland, Sheffield United, and us. Us and Sunderland were in the league last season, so we haven't just come down, which is interesting because it means that you've got more than just those 3 teams that got relegated to sort of discuss.
Right. Okay. So it is a bit different, but I guess you could kind of attribute it. It's like, well, it's not really the same because like the teams that are at the top of the table but don't go up, if they're constantly at the top of the table, you're not that frustrated with them because they can never get over the hump, right? It's
Yeah,
not the same.
and you've also got the situation of if you're a team that is always near the if you're a team that's near the top one season, so for example, us last season, we came 3rd, didn't get promoted because we didn't win in the playoffs, but because we didn't get promoted and we clearly had some very good players, it's quite hard to stay at the top because teams in the Premier League will just pluck your best players away from you and then you've got to rebuild. Because
Yeah.
we rebuilt quite well in the summer, that makes it a little bit easier for us to sort of stay in that conversation.
Right.
But that isn't always the case. If you're a team that gets relegated and doesn't go up again, like Watford is a pretty good example. Used to be
Okay.
known
Yeah.
as a bit of a yo-yo team that go down and then up again, but then didn't for a season and got a bit stuck,
Okay.
which keeps
Interesting.
things quite interesting, I think.
Okay. Then question, is there a team in the Premier League that is basically always at the top winning the championship every year? That everyone's like, okay, enough, like we're done.
Manchester City,
Mm.
who is it libelous to say that they financially cheated? I don't know, so I'm not going to say it, but I'm not going to not think it.
Okay.
Yeah, they pulled some financial shenanigans and are still in the process of pulling financial shenanigans. And have won, I think, the last 4 league titles in a row or something like
Right.
that, which everyone
Holy,
is
that's
looking at them and
annoying.
going, yeah.
Like,
But
enough.
a lot of that, but a lot of that likely comes from their manager, being Pep Guardiola, who is just very, very good at what he does, and there's not really too much that you can do to deal with that.
True. Okay.
I have found a source of football shirts, so I'm going to ping you a quick message.
Because something like I just feel like my best version of myself when I've got my team's jersey on. You know what I mean?
The door's just gone. Look after the chat for me for a minute.
Okay, let's go. Let's see. Can I bring up comments myself? What's up, Paul? Oh, I can. This is fun. Guys, I do this podcast every Wednesday. I think I was telling you about this, Paul, that I talk about Leeds with my coworker, Joe. We both work for DAZN and we both do this every Wednesday, and it's awesome. It's one of my favorite things that I do every week. He teaches me all about this championship league, and I kind of parallel it with things that go on in the NFL. And yeah, it's really awesome. So if you guys have questions about the NFL, I'm always game to talk about NFL because I probably sound really silly and dumb sometimes when I'm trying to talk about this league because I don't know a lot about it, but I'm trying. We're here. We're doing everything we can. Let's see here. One thing about 49ers, they pay to keep the good players in America. Yes, and we just paid one of the rising stars on our team, Diamondor Lenore. I'm so happy I woke up to that news this morning. So you were right. We do pay. And especially the Niners make it happen. John Lynch, it seems like an endless amount of money to pay these guys. I don't know how they do it with the cap thing. It's incredible, but they make it work. They pay our dudes. Next year, they're going to pay Brock Purdy probably a crazy amount of money. Everyone's saying he's not worth 60 mil. That last game on Sunday, Joe, you watched it. But he put the team on his back. Brock played at a very elite level. I'm sorry. People don't like me calling him elite. He played at an incredible level. If we won that game because of him. And I know a lot of people say, oh, it's the Avengers. Avengers weren't really doing shit. He was throwing to everybody. Like it wasn't. George Kittle is obviously one of the Avengers. CMC just came back. Christian McCaffrey, I saw somebody mention it earlier. Super happy about that. He had over 100 yards for his first game back. Not a touchdown, but we're easing him into it. So that's fine. We got the Seahawks this weekend coming up. We're going to kick the shit out of them.
That's very, very confident.
Yeah, I am. Because you know what? This is just the thing that we do now. Seahawks are not a great team anymore. They're coming into our house. We beat the balls off them, beat the bricks off them, beat the footballs off them when we played them last, which was only a few weeks ago. And that was in their home. And I used to go to that stadium all the time. And their stadium was the loudest stadium I've ever been to in my life, ever, of any sport, and ever. It was the craziest stadium. Like, it just was nuts. And being a Niners fan in there, it almost felt a little scary, but everyone treated me fairly good. It was fine. As long as I wasn't yapping and like putting the team down. To be fair, when I used to go to games, the Niners were really bad at that time. So I had nothing to really say. I was just there cheering on my team, but like they were being assholes to me. And either I let it get to me or I didn't. You know what I mean? Most of the time I didn't. But yeah, we beat the bricks off them there. So if we can do it there, I definitely think that we can do it in our own home. We got to clean up the mistakes though, honestly. I don't know how the chat, the guys that are in here that are Niners fans, I'm sure they agree with me, but yeah. Paul, we got to get on a podcast and talk about this. Sorry.
When it comes to the 49ers, all I know is if you throw the ball good and the person catches it a little bit that way, then good job. Yeah. And you got to get 10 yards or something. And
listen, you're doing amazing. The fact that you watched it and I didn't even tell you to watch it, that makes me so proud.
It was because the event I was working at the time was so boring.
Oh, what one was it? Dude, I was dying this weekend.
But it was, what was it? It was two football matches at the same time.
Was it Bundesliga or was it Serie A?
There was one La Liga, there was one Serie A, and between the two matches there was a total of 1 goal.
Oh, that sucks.
And it was the worst football I've seen for a while. I've been doing more painting, by the way. I've not I've started bleeding. It's fine. Oh dear. Right, I've pinged you a link to a kit that you might consider, but that's probably one for post stream.
Okay, yeah. This is kind of fun.
It's more because they're not like actually being produced anymore, so it's quite hard to like get a hold of a lot of the time, I think.
This literally looks like it could be somewhat Niners colors. It's fun. I like
Yeah,
this.
this is absolutely the closest that you are getting to something 49ersy. Outside
And
of
what
that,
year is this from? When was
that
this? Oh,
is
2020, 21.
for context. In fact, I'm gonna do a fun little trick here, right? I'm gonna say 2 words, and I guarantee every Leeds fan in the chat is gonna tell me what color this kit is, or at least like an approximation. The 2 words, Rafinha kit, and just tell me what color it is, because one player that was ridiculously good for Leeds played for us for 2 seasons, and then went elsewhere. But that is the kit that he is renowned for being in because he was so good. He was so damn good, and like no one has any memories of like bad things in that kit because it was the first season we came up, and we finished 9th in the league, and then the season after that we finished like 17th, and then the season after that we got relegated, which was not
Sadness.
good.
Yeah. Oh.
There we go. Yeah, we got maroon, we got burgundy. They immediately know because you know sometimes when you probably don't because the 49ers will just play in the same colors all the time.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they have like a black alternate one that they used to rock for a while there that a lot of fans do not like, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. So it does give you a little brief stint of a time frame. You know, they'll play in certain ones, but yeah, for the most part, it's the same colors.
Yeah. Whereas like for us, we've got each season you get just a new kit in terms of the away kit and the third kit. So you just immediately sort of link someone's kit. Well, link someone to that kit because if they were iconic in that one season, then that kit just makes you think of that player. Yeah. So the same season, we had a sort of green and blue kit that I really, really like. That I just think of like Calvin Phillips in that kit, who was a player that came through our academy, was sort of he was all right for a decent while under other managers, and then Marcelo Bielsa turned up, and suddenly he was getting into the England squad and being like a key part of the team that got to the Euros final. And I think his sort of ascendance is linked to that green and blue kit for me because it was there for that season where he was ridiculously good. And I quite like that about football. Yeah. It's sort of like intimately linked with various kits and things and stuff like that.
Okay, question. Do you feel the same way when you hear a certain song? Does it kind of take you back to either a specific person that it reminds you of or a moment that you were with these people or a moment in your life that you really appreciate and look back on? Because I feel like I'm exactly like that with music. I'll hear a song and it takes me back somewhere, you know?
Not hugely, no. But that's because I think I've not really got a music taste that moves much.
Okay. But explain.
So like every once in a while, like I will sort of latch onto something new-ish, but like not regularly enough.
Okay.
For me to. So it tends to be you'll get new memories with specific like songs, but those songs are also attached to other things that have happened.
Right.
So it's hard to associate that thing with this thing, if that all sort of makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I hope that makes sense because otherwise I'm just.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I think I like to place meaning on literally everything that I do in life. So I always like bring it back to music, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I think I'm more of a podcasty person anyway, I think.
Yeah? Like you like listening to other people talk?
Yeah.
What's your favorite podcast that isn't obviously ours?
There's one done by a YouTuber I quite like called Ludwig. He does one with his mates called The Yard, and it's just some people sitting on a set that looks like a garden, just shooting the shit, and it's fantastic. Cool. In terms of Leeds-related ones, there is the Square Ball, but I'm in a weird spot at the moment with various other Leedsy podcasts in that I'll listen to them, but to keep up with this. So it's like it's less of a listening for fun and more of a listening because I've got to listen to it, if you get me. So I still enjoy it, but I don't think it falls into the favorite category anymore because of that, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
That makes sense.
1 second. Sorry, I'm just pinging someone a link to where they can find a burgundy shirt. I heard the 49er Faithful UK podcast. I feel like you might be a little bit biased in that one, Paul.
It's his podcast.
I was going to say, I'm not 100% sure, but I get a little bit of a feeling that you might have a bias there.
Yeah, it's a legendary one too. Honestly, the stuff that they've been able to do, and he had Patrick Willis on, and like you've just been doing incredible stuff, Paul. I'm always so proud, and I always love to tune in. I got to get on there with you again. We have to do this soon.
On that note, if you're listening from Leeds United and you want to manage to keep up with your cousins across the Atlantic, there are always podcasts that you can come on and have a little bit of a chat, and that'd be nice. Please, someone from the club pop on. That'd be really, really nice. It'd be fantastic. It'd be really, really fun. Am I going to get a 49ers jersey to do a stream in? I do not know.
Okay, you know what? This is potentially what we could do here, Joe.
Oh, no.
Because I will say, when I go home, I have a big bin of items that people that are in the 49ers fan base, so many people have sent me things like over the last 5 years, and I couldn't obviously bring all of it here to Italy with me. And I'm pretty sure I have a Joe Montana jersey that is just like not too big for me, but just like the men's sizing on it is not nice on my body, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not crazy about how it looks. So Joe Montana was like, he is the best 49ers quarterback that ever walked through that building. Like he's elite. He's like, yeah, just
this is Brock Purdy erasure, but go on.
Well, Brock Purdy might be like the next coming of Joe Montana, but no, like he's just a legend. So if I do have that jersey, this is something I could potentially bring home with me and ship it over to you, because how cool is that? You're Joe, he's Joe. That'd be cool. I think
that's kind of cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was called Joe Cool or Cool Joe. So it kind of like, you'll have to.
It adds up. Yeah. I'd have to be cool first, but.
No, you are. When you wear the jersey. When you wear the jersey.
It's like Superman when he takes off the glasses. It's like, oh, I'm suddenly cool now. I'm wearing this guy's shirt. Oh my God.
No, it has nothing to do with that. But it gives you, when you put sunglasses on, you just feel safe. That's what I feel like when I'm in my Niners jersey. And I feel like that'll transfer with the Cool Joe as well.
I like the thinking.
Yeah.
I can back the thinking.
I'm doing well today. I feel like I'm very persuasive.
Yeah.
All the political shit that's been going on, I've been looking at like things going, and I'm like, ooh, okay. Got to hold my own now with like my topics, bring people over to my thinking, be a politician. No, I'm kidding. That would never happen.
Politics stream. Politics stream. Yes.
Oh God.
The number of times. Did you see that I did a election stream for the US?
Yeah, I didn't jump in there because there was just a lot going on, and I thought, man, I don't want to read people's comments and then feel like I want to comment back. That's more, I've just been very neutral with everything, because you know what? Like the States are right below Canada, and I feel for a lot of my family that live there and everything. And just like, obviously, I don't want to get too much into it, but like people have their own opinions. People they want to vote for who they want to vote for, and that's fine. I don't think that we should not speak to our family members or our friends because they voted for somebody that we don't necessarily agree with. Like people have the right to vote for who they need to vote for. It doesn't mean that we need to divide as friends and family and whatnot. So that's kind of my stance on it.
You see, when it comes to politicky stuff, I try and be like fairly measured, because I know that, like, having done like a couple of politics degrees, that I know that it's never just people
No big deal.
vote this person because they're bad people.
Right.
It's they've been persuaded by X, Y, or Z. But when it comes to voting for Donald Trump, the extent of it is, I see why you might have a motivation. It doesn't make you any less of a fuckwit. It's not a case where like I would never have a conversation with someone who did so ever again, because that's you know, like
Yeah.
people make decisions for their own reasons. But it is a case of I might big time question your judgment going forwards. Because that's not great. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's a shitty situation, I think, all around because, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't ever want to lose people in my life because of like what they believe in and whatnot. But it is really like me and my husband, for example, we have different beliefs with certain things. And I had to walk out of the room because like he just didn't understand the reasoning that I understood, like what Kamala was representing, you know, and like what she does for women's rights and everything. And like, of course, I'm going to be more on that side because I think like it's women's bodies, our choice, like that kind of stuff, right? Without getting too much into details, but I had to walk away from it because I'm like, you know what, it's not worth this kind of argument. This is
Yeah.
where things can go south for certain people, and it's not worth it. We both feel a certain way, and that's fine. Like, we don't need to get into it. We don't need to talk about it.
I think yeah. There's a lot to be said on electiony stuff, and whilst your spot of comparing what Kamala does for women's rights, I think from an outside perspective, who's done like various like dissertations and essays and stuff on like political campaigning and election seasons in particular, a lot of it seemed to be an underlying error in understanding that yes, you can put the other candidate down, you can point out the flaws of the other candidate, but it's a question of putting forward the alternative, I think, which I think the Democrats focused too much this way and went, this guy is bad, he's really bad, and didn't do enough of here's why we're better, which
Yeah.
is ultimately why you lose elections. It's why, and I'm going to bring it back to a Leedsy thing here, when people are saying sack the manager, you always have to ask the question, okay, what idea are you offering as an alternative? And they'll say, well, it's not my job to do that. And it's, well, no, you're making the argument that this guy isn't good enough. Show us what good enough does
Back it
look
up.
like,
Yeah.
and then we can